All right, back on the subject of the economic system and the flaws, the brokenness, what would work for human beings. The modern mystic, Nick, he's made a couple of videos, and he basically implies that there's no solution, that there's no system you can create for human beings that'll work. At least that's the implication. And, to me, it just seems obvious. And then I did watch more of the Alex Jones and the other guy, Joseph guy, interview about the zeitgeist, and they didn't get to anything. I mean, the argument was it was a pointless argument. Alex Jones is, it's great to be loud. It's great to be aggressive, but he just doesn't even argue fair. I mean, he won't shut the fuck up ever, which is just bullshit. What could have been a 15-minute conversation turned into a 2-hour conversation because he just didn't have any desire to have a conversation. It was just so stupid. But anyway, everybody's just wrong about this. You can't get rid of human nature. So yeah, let's concede the existence of that. The idea of desire. I mean, that's always going to motivate people. Money's just a replacement. I mean, the fact that money's important to people is only because money buys the things that are important to people. So if we didn't have money, we'd still compete over women and houses and yards and property or whatever else there was to compete over, because we are competitive by nature. That's how the DNA molecule works. So it's idiotic to say that doesn't exist. It's certainly possible, if you find some way to funnel the human race or filter the human race, that you could create a race of human beings that would be, Mr. Spockish and completely supersede their nature. It's certainly possible to do that, but come on, it ain't going to happen. I mean, it's just too. That's really too control freaky. Like I said, I'd certainly vote for it, but the majority of people aren't going to vote for it. So fuck that. It ain't going to happen. So let's deal with some kind of practical reality. The economic system, it is not that complicated what is broken in this system. I mean, if you understand where money derives its value, which these people seem to indicate they understand, which is that real productive work does that. That's what gives money value. And capital itself represents a surplus. It does not represent work. Anymore. It's work that's already been done. It's surplus. All right, and the idea that you use it as a mechanism to leverage yourself into more wealth without doing work is idiotic. So as soon as you think your surplus deserves to be, say, some stored surplus you have, something you put away in the closet, and somehow when it's in the closet, it somehow is working for you. No, what you want that surplus to do is retain its value. You shouldn't have an expectation that it do anything more than that do anything more than retain its value, so you can use it when you need it. But the whole idea of it using capital as a mechanism to create more capital, the whole notion of that is idiotic. It just breaks down the system. The obvious things, these are just obvious. So once you understand what money is made out of, that it's made out of productive work, then you understand that there's no way they can glean that profit. Capitalists, there's no way they can make money work for them without stealing the value of your real work. All right, so every real worker who creates productive value, who advances technology, who creates a substantive thing, provides a real service, all that is devalued. Okay, they must extract that profit from that work, the work these people do. So they're basically just stealing the surplus that those people create, and that's the game. And so once you understand that that's what the economy is made out of, then you can figure this out, and it's not that complicated. If you eliminate the top 1% and put their wealth back into the economy, you would double your wealth. Your wealth would double. All right. Now, if you did that to the top 5%, your wealth might triple. That's how much they've stolen from you. That's how much of the value of your fucking work they have sucked out of you. The parasite has taken 3/4 of the value of your productive work, of our civilization's productive accomplishment. They have taken 3/4 of it. So that's the problem. The problem is legacy. The problem is allowing capitalists to make their ownership permanent. That's bullshit. Birthright. It's ludicrous on the very surface. Who the fuck can rationally argue that there should be anything like a birthright? Every human being should have to earn their existence here. And it's just not... I don't even understand why I even have to have this conversation. Why do I have to even utter these words? What idiot can't figure that out? I'm sorry. I really shouldn't... It's just so obvious. We don't need ludicrous incentives to be productive. And so, if we're going to make a hospital, you could, it's just so simple. Let's say we need this thing called medical care. Well, you build the hospital, okay, as a society, and you put somebody in control of it, and you say simply to them, well, look, here's your budget. You can pay the top guy $250,000. You can't pay the lowest guy any less than $35,000. Now, provide the service. Get the personnel required. Charge the price required to provide the fucking service. What is so complicated? Nobody needs to glean a profit from it. You just have to maintain the building, properly compensate the employees for the work they're doing, and make the customer pay the price that's required to create the service. We don't need parasites in the system anywhere. We don't need legacy capitalists. We don't need any of this shit. All right, and you get those. You take them out of the equation. And every average human, especially every working human, is made 3 times more wealthy, is given 3 times more surplus, is given 3 times more control over their life. They are given back the control they have earned. And this is another subject. I mean, people keep talking about control as if there's people out there who want to control you personally. And that's not what they want. They want control, period. They want control over their life. That's their ambition. And to get control over their life, their existence, they find mechanisms that end up controlling you. Because by controlling you, they can glean control for themselves. They can gain power. All right, but it's not some kind of... the control isn't the ambition. Selfishness and desire and want is the ambition.
This is intended as a summation video. I mean, in summation, this is a system. We're talking about system design. All we need is a system that provides basics, okay? You have to be accountable, there has to be basic rules, and there has to be accountability for violating the rules. Period. It's not that complicated. And we can build such a system, and one that's just based on the concept of fairness. And, fairness isn't that hard to describe. I mean, work is work. If you have to sacrifice your life, you have to sacrifice your time, that's work. Okay, if you're doing something you'd rather not be doing, you have other things you'd rather be doing, then it's called fucking work. And this whole idea that, we have to sit there and have in preposterous incentives. Like I said, what you don't need any more incentive to advance yourself than your own sense of self-respect, your own desire to prove your worth, to demonstrate it. Like I've made this point before, but I mean, you could take away Donald Trump's children and he'd still be Donald Trump. He'd still behave exactly the same fucking way. He doesn't need to have he doesn't have to have the right to have some legacy or any of that other crap. He enjoys the game, period. We all enjoy competition. We all enjoy demonstrating our value, or attempting to anyway. It's just our nature to do that. And if there's an incentive, a reward, a real reward we receive for doing that, we get a little gold star, a little extra money, a little extra surplus, a little more control over our lives, we're going to be perfectly willing to make our contribution. So it's only when we get nothing for our efforts that human beings will lack ambition. All you have to do is give them something. And it's just, this is, again, I'll make this analogy, but it's a carrot thing. I mean, if you had 100 horses and you wanted to get work out of them, you wouldn't put all the carrots in front of 3 horses. You'd find some way to divvy up the carrots and you'd find ways to say, well, look, there's fat-ass horse over there, and yeah, he needs 4 carrots rather than 3 carrots. Some people are going to need more carrots than other people, but the idea of creating some kind of lottery system is just stupid. It is completely unproductive. If you want to get 100 horses, you want to get the value of 100 horsepower, you've got to distribute the carrots in a rational manner. It's the only way it's going to happen. If you create a situation where 50% of the horses know they can't get any carrots, that they're going to be last, that they're not going to get to the pile of carrots in time, then those 50 horses are going to go wander off and eat grass instead. They're going to say, fuck the system, fuck playing by the rules, fuck any of this shit, because I'm not going to be treated fairly. And so, but this is, This is not beyond our capacity to fix, and we haven't really done any real experiments. It's hard to do a real world experiment. It's hard to take over a nation, change the monetary system, change the reward system, and do an experiment. It's very hard to do, and so our history is full of half-assed, broken experiments, and people point to those and say, see, this failed, oh look, that failed, this failed, that failed. It's bullshit. We don't do scientific economic experiments. We deal with the crap we're left, where we have a broken system until we tweak it what little bits we can. We fix little pieces of it at a time, and we never overhaul the brokenness, though. We never redesign the fucking wheel to make it round in the first place. And so we're always just chipping corners off, and in the process of doing this crude chipping, we just keep making a lumpy wheel. But we can make a better system, and it just takes people recognizing that. And we even have enough of democracy to make it happen too. But if assholes keep voting for the complete idiots because of some nonsense like, oh, I gotta have my gun right, my kids is better than other people's kids, so I have to be able to leave them my gold toothpick. I mean, we have these people who are completely exploited, have had the value of their work stripped from them, and they end up voting for the people who are enslaving them, who've done the stripping. I mean, it is ludicrously preposterous that people can't get this, that the average working person can't understand how this system has fucked them.